Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome in today for episode 88 of the Podwans podcast. I'm your host, Char J, joined by my co-host, Luke.
Hey.
And Hereth Productions.
What's up, everyone?
Hope everyone's having a great Thursday night. Today, we're going to be discussing Season 3, Episode 3 of Star Wars Rebels, also known as the Holocrons of Fate. We're going to be diving into more Attilan, Ezra, Kanan, Bendu, Maul, and so many other great storylines and characters. And we got a good handful of guests on. We got some returners and we got some...
They're all returners.
We're reoccurring guests. One that's not been on too much, but I'm glad that he's on for today's episode. So, Luke, Hereth, we ready to get the show rolling?
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Or not.
The Jedi Knights are all but destroyed, and yet your task is not complete, Inquisitor. The Emperor has foreseen a new threat rising against him. The Podwans Podcast.
And we are back. So we have 3 guests on today to talk about Holocrons of Fate. Our first guest, you might have seen her face quite a bit on our Bad Batch reactions. She has been on for a few of our Rebels episodes, and she comes back to talk about Ezra, Kanan, and all of the fun in this episode. Let's bring in the most feral person on the planet, feral Remy.
I don't know about on the planet, but I love that.
You're pretty feral.
So thank you, Char.
You're pretty.
I appreciate that.
I mean, the last time we had you on a Podwans episode on the podcast, it got interesting.
It has been a hot minute since I've been on here. What was the last episode with all the clones?
The one with the clones.
Okay, well that's your own fault. Wait until you hear what I have to say about Bendu. So.
No!
You were on the episode with Silos and Jupa, right? With Rex, Gregor, and Wolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be the clone.
That's
Roommate
that's the
episode.
Jupa episode. Yeah.
But Remy, where can the good people follow you on the social medias?
You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Feral Remy and on Twitter at _Feral Remy _. And then you can also find me at Clonecast.
Man.
I haven't even finished this yet. That's sad. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
Women's History Month. Do whatever you want, boo-boo. Do whatever you want.
Wow, Luke just doesn't want to get canceled again for having...
I've never been canceled. So what are you talking about?
Hashtag cancel pod ones. I agree.
The only thing that Jesse has is a picture of me standing in front of the Black Panther exhibit. That's literally the only thing. Cool, Jesse.
It's good to have you here, Remy, to talk about this episode. I mean, any time that you're on here, you just amp up the energy 4 or 5 levels higher than what it usually is. So I'm glad you're here.
I appreciate it.
For those of you who haven't seen any of our Bad Batch reactions, just go watch her just be insane. All right.
And also go check out Clonecast.
Yes. Please go check out Clonecast. Very excited.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't mention that. Yeah.
I did.
Oh.
I fumbled over my words.
Oh.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Remy.
Okay.
Our second guest. You might have seen her face before a few times on the Rebels podcast or the Rebels episodes we are covering. She is one of 3 co-hosts of Duel of the Ranks, and she comes on to talk about Holocrons of Fate. Let's bring in Amanda at Amandalorian.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great. Excited to talk about more Rebels, my favorite Star Wars content.
As it's mine. Amanda, where can the good people find you on social media?
Well, as you mentioned, I am 1/3 of Duel of the Ranks, so you can follow Duel of the Ranks kind of anywhere on social media. We're really active on like Twitter and TikTok, and we have our own show that is also on Thursday nights. We just got done recording. And then if you just like my random takes, you can follow me on Twitter at coldbrewwoo _.
Yeah, lots of milk toast over there in Duel of the Ranks. Remember the last time you were on, I said milk bread, and I just felt so ashamed.
Ew.
I thought it was milk bread, but I was like, oh, it's milk toast. Come on.
Ew.
But anyway, thank you, Amanda, for coming on today.
Mm-hmm.
And our third guest, I don't know what he's doing backstage. I see him. But he's been on for 1 Rebels episode so far, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'm surprised because, I mean, he's one of the biggest Rebel fans we know. And he also claims that he started an uprising at Star Wars Celebration last year for asking Dave Filoni, where's Ezra?
He didn't. Okay.
Yes, he did. No.
I'm not hey, it's my intro. Let's bring in one half of They Fly Now, Carter Dybert.
You're muted, you dumbass.
Ah!
I'm blushing. I'm literally blushing.
Oh my god.
That was and Luke, I actually did.
No, you did
He
not.
he shouted with
I
like his
did. What are you
before
talking
you.
about?
no,
That's why I
no,
said he
said it before
no,
you and then
no,
you said it.
no, Luke. I'll argue what
No.
actually happened. This is what happened.
This
Carter's
is not
voice
what
was
actually
shot.
happened.
He screams. He screams. He goes, "Where?"
Okay,
No, he goes,
Okay,
"Where is
They Fly Now.
Ezra?"
You two, They Fly Now. Calm down.
Get that shit out of here.
No.
Exactly.
That is exactly what happened. We were sitting in the thing. We just got done watching Tales of the Jedi Episode 1, and Dave Filoni's up on stage, and from the back of the auditorium, everybody, all 5,000 people here, where's Ezra? And then like 40, 50 people start saying, where's Ezra? And then Dave Filoni's like, I don't even remember what he said. But
No,
See,
no,
it
I
wasn't
remember-
you.
No.
It was not you.
was.
It wasn't you. You
Yes,
just
it
admitted it that it was
was.
40 to 50 people.
No,
You are
so-
not 40 to
After
50
me.
people.
No,
After
Carter
me.
shouted with his voice being shot. Then a person who said it louder in the back because of him
Fake news.
shouted it. Also,
Fake
Carter, you forgot the
news.
context because the
Yeah.
context was Filoni said the joke was because no one asked me about past content. Everyone asked me what I'm doing next, and that's when all the Where Ezra jokes
Yeah.
started.
Hey, but
Yes,
anyway,
and then
Luke,
Star
Luke,
Wars
Hereth,
tweeted out about it.
put some respect on his name. You
Yeah,
know,
Luke, screw you.
you're gonna be like, oh, he didn't do it. Hey,
I did.
he's-
I
hey,
did.
I was there. I think he did.
I
Well,
agree.
you're giving-
Guess
you're
what?
giving him-
Two half
I
the
wasn't
pod
there,
ones concur.
and-
You're giving this kid too much
Was
credit.
Alanis there?
Yeah, she was. She was there.
We'll look
And
the
she'll
credits, too.
and guess
Right.
what? Guess what? She'll probably go with. She'll probably give you credit just to make me look
Because
bad.
I wasn't
don't
there,
want to
and
make
I
you
give
look
you
bad.
credit
It's-
just so I
Yes.
can make Luke look bad.
Yeah.
Same.
See, Luke, the
But,
entire
um,
panel's against you. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
But anyway, Carter, thank you for coming out to talk about Holocrons of Fate. Luke, go ahead and ask the icebreaker question of today's episode.
So I actually am changing the icebreaker question.
Oh,
So
alright.
on Twitter, there is a ranking of the Star Wars shows, from Obi-Wan to it's all the TV shows that have come
All
out,
9 TV shows.
all 9 TV
So yeah,
shows.
so we got Obi-Wan,
Okay.
Book of Boba Fett, Bad Batch,
Real
Clone
quick.
Wars, Resistance, Mandalorian. Like, there's
Yep.
way too many.
Okay, rapid fire, rank them. Remy, go.
Fuck. Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Rebels, Kenobi, Mandalorian. What am I missing?
Andor, Resistance, the Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett.
Tales of the
Andor.
Jedi.
Andor that low, jail.
I'm so sorry.
Milk toast.
I'm just
Milk
I'm so
toast.
sorry. Resistance is last. That's it.
Have you seen
Ah,
Resistance?
Wrong.
all
Have I
right.
seen Resistance? No, I haven't. So that's why I
There you
can't
go,
give it
there
a
you
fair
go.
ranking.
Incorrect
To be
opinion.
honest,
Every single
to
time
be
I've heard
honest, I
someone,
can't. I can't rank it because I've
All
never
every
right,
single
seen it.
time I've heard
alright.
someone rank Resistance at the bottom, 90% of the time they haven't seen
I haven't
it.
seen it. I've honestly heard really good things about it,
It's-
and I don't
it's
know if it's
great.
mostly just from
It's
you,
great.
but
Yeah.
still,
It's only 2 seasons, 22 episodes total. That's all you gotta do.
we'll see.
So let's go, Carter.
Rebels,
Yep. Predictable.
Ahsoka.
Okay, that doesn't. No, they have
Oh,
had to
Ahsoka's
come
not out yet.
Ahsoka's not out yet, bro.
Come on. Just
No,
because you
that
know
energy,
what's
get the fuck
gonna
though.
outta
happen-
here. Get the
just
fuck
because
outta
you
here.
know
Yeah.
who's gonna be in the show doesn't make it.
No, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rebels, Clone Wars, Mando, Andor. No. Yeah. Obi-Wan,
Okay.
Tales,
Okay.
Wait, did we just forget Tails?
Bad Batch,
Wow. That makes sense.
Visions,
Oh, I didn't even include Visions.
Visions, Resistance.
Okay.
Did I miss something?
Book of Boba
Mm.
Fett.
Book of Boba Fett.
Whoa.
How dare you?
We'll take that below like Below Bad Batch. No, in front of that.
Okay.
Equal to.
All right. Well, all right. Amanda, yours.
Okay, I haven't seen Resistance, so we'll just like pull that one out. Rebels, Andor, Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Tales. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Book of Boba
Book
Fett.
of Boba Fett. Yeah.
Everyone's forgetting about Boba Fett.
Yeah.
How dare
Well,
you?
yeah, because that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
You
Hereth,
know, Rebel, I'm
Just,
sorry for
yeah.
comparing.
Look, you know what's nice about this? Because I already wrote my tweet, so I could just pull it up and say exactly what I wrote.
there you go.
Rebels, Andor, Obi-Wan, Mandalorian, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi, Resistance, Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys keep on forgetting about Lord Garfalaquax and his Clutunian men in Book of Boba
Well,
Fett.
they all
didn't.
suck. Char,
Yeah.
go.
So number 1 is Rebels. Number 2 is Andor. 3 is Clone Wars. 4 is Mandalorian. 5 is this may be crazy, Resistance. 6 Kenobi.
Dude,
7 Tales.
dude, you're high. You're high. You put Resistance above Kenobi?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some.
This is how the pod
Cancel.
one ends.
Cancel.
With thunderous
Oh
applause.
my
Book
No,
of
no,
Boba
no,
Fett
cancel,
at
cancel
3,
Luke, cancel Luke, cancel Luke, cancel Luke.
and then Tales.
Wait, where'd you
Luke
put Bad
L.
Batch?
Yeah, where'd you put Bad Batch?
Oh, Bad Batch 10th. There you go.
Luke L, Luke L, Luke L, Luke L, Luke L.
Luke L, Luke L.
All
Char,
right,
you and me are
hey,
already on thin ice because you fucking showed up late yesterday, and I had to wait. So you better fucking watch your back.
Oh, so I have to change my opinions and what I like because I was late,
Yes.
and you guys are criticizing
it's
for me for what I
International Women's
enjoy.
Month.
Yeah.
Really?
During
Oh.
International
This is
Women's
not
Month.
very
You hate
positive. This is not
women,
very
Char?
positive. What is this?
Char,
Yeah,
you hate
Char, do you
women?
hate women? Answer
Char,
the
you
question.
hate women?
Because of what I like?
Char hates women.
Oh, because of the shows I like?
Char hates
Hot
women.
4K.
Char
hot
hates
Okay,
Pod
I
women.
feel like
pod one is over.
I feel like
F
Rick
in the
Ross right
chat
now.
for Char.
Accusations,
Everybody comment F.
false accusations.
All right. So mine is
Beef.
Obi-Wan, Clone Wars, Rebels, and/or Mando, Bad Batch, Tales, Resistance, and Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Book of Boba
Where'd
Fett.
you go, Resistance?
I put Resistance over Book of Boba Fett. That's how shitty Book of Boba Fett is.
Okay,
not
well,
shitty.
that's your prerogative.
Maybe
No,
just
no, no.
not-
Luke
might not
is
be
just
your cup of tea,
an
Luke.
expert. You know. No. The funny thing is, I didn't even say anything. But when I say something, everyone's like, "Oh, what is going on here?"
It's because.
What do you know?
Oh.
My middle name is
That's
Milk
fair.
Toast.
It's only because I have beef with you right now. That's the only reason
Yeah.
why.
Also,
Char.
I guess everyone does.
I'm just
Amanda,
salty from yesterday.
would Char's ranking earn a Roger?
It's a hot take. I haven't seen Resistance, so I'm like I can't agree with it yet. But it's not milk toast. I'll say it's not milk toast.
Yes.
There you go.
But actually, to the actual icebreaker question. So we see.
Icebreaking the icebreaker? We're doubling the ice?
Yeah, because this is a shorter episode.
Wait.
Are we in the Titanic? That's double
I
the
asked
ice.
Luke what the icebreaker is. He's like, "Well,
Luke, you can't ice the kicker twice.
no,
Yes,
no,
I
no, no, no,
can.
no." I asked Luke.
That's
if he had the
illegal.
icebreaker. I asked Luke if he had the icebreaker. He's like, "Oh no, we're not doing the icebreaker."
No,
And
I
then-
changed my mind. I changed my mind because everybody.
You can't just do that.
Yes, I can. I can call it
Disappointed in you, Luke.
All right. So we get to see the Jedi Holocrons go together. So Ezra and Maul kind of
Spoiler.
see the end of like what they want to see. If you who brought this kid on? Who decided to bring him on? Anyway, if you were looking into the holocron, what would you see?
Remy.
Remy?
Remy.
Remy.
I started giggling. I'm like, do not
Remy.
say 79.
I would see me in the back corner of 79.
No. This is
Having
a
the
PG
time.
podcast.
This
my
is
life.
canon.
When has it ever been PG?
Whenever
Come
you
on.
have me on, it's automatically
R.
R-rated.
It's R-rated. It's MA. Like it's
That's what I would see. I would see me and the clones living A glorious life.
I'm not gonna lie,
Um,
Malik. Katie O'Brien is pretty buff.
yes, she is pretty buff.
I'm right with you on that.
Big facts.
Amanda, what would you see in the Holocrons?
I would see Garza Flip surviving the terrorist attack from Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Jennifer Beals, come back. I love
We
you.
deserve her graces
Ew.
back in the living world.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Carter, let me guess.
You can just say it for me.
Ezra.
Yep. I would see Ezra and Thrawn in their little space farm raising a family.
No, I just
Okay, so-
imagine.
Bombing. Man,
Oh,
I really
raising a
want to
family.
see.
Them. So here's what's happening. We have Ezra and some random lady. We have Thrawn and some random chiss. They're together living on a farm, creating a mini society.
Why not Eli
They have-
Vanto?
What the fuck's wrong? What, you're on Eli
Yeah,
Thrawn
yeah,
chipper?
yeah.
Carter?
Sure, with I don't with Eli, sure.
Oh, so you came on here thinking that you could get away with this, Eli, non-Eli Thrawn? How dare you, sir? How dare you? Who's canceling who?
No, you're still canceled because you
No,
love your
yeah.
podcast.
No, Char still canceled. Actually, technically, we're getting
But
technical
yeah,
here.
I would see where Ezra is.
Okay. Hereth?
I don't have an answer actually. I just imagine Carter like he somehow gets the leak of the Ahsoka trailer and is like, I see him. I see him.
See him.
Oh my
He's like
god.
Maul and Rebels. He's like, he lives.
Lives.
I do love this episode though. It's a good one. Char, what would you see?
Well, every time I look inside of a holocron, okay, I envision me and Boba Fett inside his bactopod.
The Polynesian spa.
Polynesian spa.
Yes,
Come
the
on.
Polynesian.
I also
Char.
envision that. What a
no,
coincidence.
no, you envision that when they're the clones. Okay?
You imagine a hunter. Let's
And
get
then
technical here, Remy.
And then Boba and me look each other in the eyes and say, the Polynesian Char. That's right. That's right. Luke, what do you see in your holocron? Bozo.
Wait, no, wrong way.
What are you C-3PO that one time where he's like
Yes.
looking like in the
So,
Festival of the
Char,
Ancestors, he's like
so
looking
Char,
behind.
So Char, what I see is a Battlefront 3 video game
Okay.
coming out with Galactic Conquest and
Oh,
online
it's pretty
cross
good.
platform, so that we can play that all the time.
Is that right?
What new
That's pretty
characters?
good. Hey, what I think they should do is they should add the Rise of the Empire mode. That one's pretty fun.
Oh
too.
yeah, I like that
Mhm.
campaign, but
Yeah,
everything
it's
else
pretty
besides
good.
Galactic Conquest would.
Do
I
you
mean,
guys need a moment? Do
only
we need
good-
to leave
No,
the room?
It's
Alright.
only good
You
because
guys
No.
want to
Morrison
fuck
is
on
just-
here? We can just let that
It's a
happen.
little,
Hey, Luke, Look, it's only
Oh.
good because Tamora Morrison's
getting a
narrating
little
everything, and it's
fruity.
fantastic.
Okay, first of all, shut your mouth. We're gonna talk about the story of Holocrons of Fate. So today we're going to be talking about Holocrons of Fate, Season 3, Episode 3 of Star Wars Rebels. We start off with just sees capitalism. Yeah, that's fair. We start off with Ezra and
Oh, so
Kanan.
you're gonna do the story
you-
this week?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Oh, because remember, I kind of did your job last week.
Oh yeah, you did, because I wanted to give you the spotlight because you're the biggest Ezra stan, but now I'm taking it back. So
Wait,
No
is
more-
Luke the
no-
biggest
no-
Ezra fan confirmed now? What the hell is this?
No more. You've been muted. Anyway, I am the captain now. But they are supposed to be at a rendezvous point. They're looking for the ghost crew. Maul ends up showing up, threatening them. He needs both the Jedi holocron and the Sith holocron. They have to go back to the Bendu, find the Sith holocron. Bendu kind of does his thing with Ezra and Kanan. Again, kind of teaching them, hey, this is kind of like what your relationship is now. Let's kind of figure it out. They do. They get the Sith holocron. They meet up with Maul. Then Maul pushes Kanan out the lock, which is pretty severe. Which, by the way, I don't know how he did not die in like milliseconds. Don't know how that works, but you know.
Same way Leia didn't die in milliseconds.
Wait, would you just chill
Star
out?
Wars space.
It's the same scene, quite literally.
Anyway, so then Ezra and Maul put their holocrons together. They see twin suns, Tatooine, and Maul knows that Kenobi is alive. He takes off. The Rebels crew kind of goes their own way, and that's the end of the story. My first question, speaking of,
You didn't even bring up the Bendu.
well, yeah, I did. I talked about the Bendu. I said the Bendu in the first part.
Okay.
You, Luke, you dumbass.
Anyway,
So
speaking of these two and the Bendu, how do Kanan and Ezra's experiences and perspectives contribute to their mutual growth and learning as they pursue the holocrons in this episode? Thank you, Chat GPT, for that question.
Damn, you're not even trying to hide that shit.
No, I'm not.
Wow.
Not even going to.
You know what? I'll be honest too. I did not use it for this episode, but the next three.
Oh, the next three.
There was one Chat GPT question. I was like, "How the hell did an AI generate this?"
Yeah, it was pretty good. But
Do
anyway,
they know Rebels?
well, it's an AI, so it knows everything. But anyway, who wants to answer the question first?
Repeat it one more time.
All right, here we go. How do Kanan and Ezra's experiences and perspectives contribute to their mutual growth and learning as they pursue the holocrons in this episode?
Well, Kanan kind of gives, especially when they have to go back and find the Sith holocron from the Bendu. Kanan makes him go and work out his fears and anxiety around those spider things. What do they have a technical name?
Char, you know it, don't you?
They're Krykna.
Yeah, I hate those. Those haunt my nightmares. And Kanan is kind of encouraging him to like lower his anxiety, and they are responsive to his hostility. And at some point, Ezra finds himself kind of in a pickle, and Kanan has to go help him out, and he leaves his lightsaber behind with Ezra's. And I think Kanan says something to the Bendu that like he's become too dependent on this tool and this weapon, and not all problems can be solved with it. So that is an incredibly important Jedi teaching for them.
Yeah, and building off that, especially what we saw with Ezra in the first few episodes, he's kind of getting a little bit cocky and a little bit trigger happy. So for him to be stripped his lightsaber and have to complete a pretty difficult task without it is very important for him in his growth.
Yeah, I also agree with all of it. I also agree that those spiders are my nightmare and my trypophobia. Every time I watch this episode, makes me want to crawl into a hole forever because I hate it. But yeah, I think it's a really big learning lesson for both of them, growing together as well. Because at this point, Ezra is still fuming off of his anger from Maul, and we see that very prominent, and it's almost that's his drive to get the holocron is he's angry at Maul. Well, Kanan's drive is, hey, I can teach him a lesson during this, and it's very evident in the episode. Like you can see their different goals towards it.
Yeah. Good answer, Michelob Ultra.
It's also interesting to think that because like Kanan is very lost, or at least whenever he begins, is very lost when trying to teach Ezra because he doesn't really have that. Like he has Yoda a little bit in season 1, but besides that, I wouldn't say he really has anybody until he finds the Bendu. So the Bendu is really important, and the conversation that he has with the Bendu at the beginning of the episode is really important, and then how he kind of carried that on throughout this episode and throughout the rest of Rebels is very important.
I think it also is a good example of forgiveness. If we think about the end of season 2 with Kanan becoming blinded and Ezra getting involved with Maul and becoming his legit apprentice, you would think as Ezra's kind of fucked up pretty big here. Like, he's disappointed his family, his chosen family, and has irredeemable consequences to his actions. And it's showing Kanan trying to build that trust again and not be angry or harboring resentment against him, and still wanting to continue to work with him. And I still think that Ezra has a lot of guilt and shame that he hides underneath it for the outcome of that.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, and he doesn't really necessarily know how to express those emotions because he's never really had a family before. So whenever something like this happens, he doesn't really know what to do, and he just kind of turns it on Kanan.
That is literally the reason why Rebels is my favorite series, because it does such a good job at showcasing a young adult, like a teen, in this place that he has never been before and experiencing a lot of these emotions. And some people will shit on Ezra for being just a kid boy, which is what he is. That's not his fault. He has to test boundaries and learn new things. And I've always felt that in Rebels, Ezra's emotions make so much sense. And it's so nice to see them play out in these stories because it resonates with people his age, and they need to see other people in those situations. And it's okay to not have the answers to all of those things.
Yeah, it's that's very good points, because Ezra is pretty, like Carter was saying earlier, cocky and kind of.
Well,
he's like,
he
and
was
it kind of
cocky before. He just hit his edgelord era.
yeah. He hit his edgelord era for sure. But moving into the second question, what is the significance of the two holocrons, and why are they important to both Kanan, Ezra, and Maul in this episode?
Well, I think you mean wayfinders.
Actually, no, because they're holocrons.
They're holocrons. Well, everyone's seeking something, and this is the first time that Kanan is the only one that's not really looking for something, for an answer. He's the only one that actually sees.
Yeah.
Well, he isn't looking.
Well, he isn't looking because he can't look, but then he still sees.
There, you got her to say it, Carter. Nice job.
Yeah.
As he takes a drink.
He's like, let me drink to that. Oh,
Jesus. Anyway, sorry, man. I keep going.
No, that was my point.
Oh wow, man.
Carter ruined it.
Yeah, nice job, Carter.
I'm sorry. It was there.
You jerk. Now, Carter, you answer.
You and your blind jokes.
Yeah.
Not
I
cool.
mean, obviously, Maul's. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on the question, if I'm being honest.
ChatGPT, you fucked up the question. We blame Luke's laziness and not right questions.
I said, what is the significance of the two holocrons, and why
Knowledge.
are they important? Why are they important to both Kanan and Ezra and Maul and Hereth? Your name is not Carter. Shut up.
It's a one-word response, Luke.
But it's not knowledge. It's more than that. It's more than that.
Did you watch the last few minutes of the episode?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
It's more than just that one answer.
Luke, what did you type in the ChatGPT? Did you type?
What did you type in
a
the
story
chat?
question about Holocrons of Fate in the key episode of Star Wars Rebels? Did you type that exactly word for word?
No.
And did you take
Okay.
the most simplistic option it gave you? You didn't add like, can you make it more specific? Can you change it? Can you do something different?
You should have
It's
asked
at least
knowledge,
by chat.
but you can
Hey.
Here's-
At least by chat.
Here's what-
Let Remy
Here's
speak.
what Luke is looking for. So, yes, it's knowledge, but it's different views of knowledge because obviously Maul is looking for something different than Ezra is and than Kanan is. And I don't think Kanan really cares what he would have seen in the holocron if he could. And so I mean I think that's what Luke was looking for, is it's just the difference between what they're trying to see. Is that the
yeah, that's
There you go.
exactly. That's
Well, and
exactly
Kanan
what
also
I'm doing.
gets Ezra to stop looking at it too,
Mhm.
because he doesn't want to really lose Ezra to the temptation of all of that knowledge.
yeah.
And he's able to then succeed in protecting Ezra from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because
and not-
Ezra probably would have looked in and tried to see the truth about his parents, which would have
And not only is it
put him into a downward spiral, which then could have made him go with Maul or
And-
whatever.
and not only is it important for our characters, for Ezra, for Kanan and Maul, but think about what the Bendu sees in the holocron situation, and how he said that combining the two will create aversions and that it will create grave danger, and his perspective on it as well. It's important to know that. And then that scene right before they go in the cave, but no,
Yeah,
I
but I
think
mean-
yeah,
No, yeah,
the real reason why, because I mean, we've known ever since that episode aired like 7 years ago that combining a Sith holocron and a Jedi holocron extremely dangerous, and combining the two's knowledge is just, don't say great Jedi. But I don't know, I
It's
digress.
kind of the Bendu, though.
it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is like
Yeah.
the middle ground.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, what I was looking for is exactly what Remy was saying, but everybody's answers were pretty spot on, because it is
Nick?
knowledge. It is knowledge, Hereth. It is knowledge. You're technically correct, but if you dig a little deeper, each character looks at the knowledge differently.
Mhm.
Then maybe you
Because-
should take inspiration and phrase it differently than what
Or
it
how
gives you.
how about this? I wrote the question. You back off. How about that?
You didn't
Anyway,
write it.
I did write it though. I did write this one.
Jesus.
So
I
So,
call cap.
anyway.
I call cap. I'm capping.
Anyway. So the way I looked at this question was, it's different for Maul than it is for Ezra, right? Because he even says it as much. He's looking for hope. Or what he is looking for hope. So he's looking for Obi-Wan. Because he's still on that rampage. He still wants to take out Obi-Wan. He still wants to do these things.
Well, also,
Fan behavior.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
but I will say this. Obviously, we know what Ezra is looking to destroy the Sith. However, I do have a whole question about that, because I do have an interesting theory on what he saw. Because if you pay attention to what he says, it's very interesting. But we'll hit that when we interconnect to this.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. They're all seeing different things. Kanan is actually seeing, like he is physically able to see, like Ezra and Maul through the holocron. That's what the holocron was giving to Kanan. Ezra is trying to look for the secret to destroy the Sith, and Maul is trying to find Obi-Wan. Like it's all different.
Does Maul
From
know
what we
that he's trying to find Obi-Wan?
Well, he's trying to find. It's kind of hit or miss on whether he is actually trying to find.
Well, we know.
Obi-Wan.
Spoiler alert, because of Twin Sons. Yes, he's looking for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But does he have any reason to believe that Obi-Wan is still alive and would have any connection to Tatooine? Is also why are we believing that Tatooine is the only planet that has twin suns?
Well, it's not.
That's what I always thought too.
It's not. It's
the
not.
twin
But
we'll save
but-
Hot take so hot it
yeah.
can melt a planet with twins.
oh my god, would you just?
that.
Well, that's the end of my segment.
Bring me in,
Char,
Luke.
Ready to do your lore?
No, don't ask me. Just tell me.
All right, it's time for Char's segment, and we're gonna talk about the lore of this episode.
The lore.
Don't be too proud of this podcast you've constructed. The ability to tell 3 interesting facts is insignificant next to the power of the law.
We dive into the lore of Holocrons of Fate. Okay, so today's lore is forgiveness. Ooh.
Forgiveness is overrated.
Oh yeah, totally. Coming from you, Luke, makes sense. In this episode, there is a moment in the cave on Attalon where Ezra blames himself for Kanan being blinded. Kanan tells Ezra that he never blamed him and that Ezra should forgive himself. Afterwards, Ezra shares a hug with Kanan to show compassion to his Jedi Master. In an interview about this episode, Dave Filoni compares Ezra forgiving himself to Anakin's fall to the dark side. Quote unquote. I always felt that one of Anakin's downfalls is never that Anakin was going to be innately evil, but the people around him, the Jedi, and their lack of compassion and being so selfless that they almost forgot to care. And that's comparing Ezra with his family, because Ezra's a very big family person. I mean, with losing his parents, he grew a new family, but Anakin got a new family, but the way that they embraced him was a little bit different than how Ezra is being embraced. But in Star Wars, there have been many times where characters have felt like they have been a burden, but in reality, they are embraced and uplifted rather than feeling discouraged. Some examples. Yoda talking to Luke on Ahch-To, to not lose faith in Rey, and Luke's failure only enhances his journey. Rey blaming herself for being a Palpatine until Luke tells her that it should not weigh her down and that confronting fear is the destiny of the Jedi. Anakin apologizing to Obi-Wan about being frustrated with the Council, which Obi-Wan tells him that he is proud of Anakin and that he has become a far greater Jedi than he could ever hope to be. Ahsoka telling Anakin that her leaving the Jedi Order was not Anakin's fault in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. Obi-Wan apologizing to Qui-Gon about his behavior with disagreeing towards Qui-Gon's belief in young Anakin Skywalker. Then Qui-Gon tells him that he has become a good apprentice and that he will become a great Jedi Knight. And there's so many more. What is your favorite scene in Star Wars that involves forgiving someone? Because there's a lot.
I'm gonna go right off the bat. We haven't gotten it yet, but Mike Chen's story about Force Ghost Anakin. That's
cheating. That's like Carter saying it's his favorite show. That's cheating. Not allowed.
No, it's
illegal.
It is so
illegal.
Allowed.
Illegal.
It
not
is
allowed.
So allowed. It is so allowed.
Also, and Luke. Also, you're a host. Let's let our guests answer first. Thank you.
Okay, I have one.
We'll go to Amanda.
In Rise of Skywalker, when Han Solo appears to Ben Kenobi,
amazing.
That is one of like a top 5. Say what you will about the Rise of Skywalker, that is a top 5 Star Wars emotional moment for me, and yeah, that one comes to mind immediately.
Awesome. Remy, what is your favorite moment of forgiveness?
Mine hasn't happened yet, but whenever
it'll
does
happen in a week or two.
It's gonna be Crosshair forgiving his brothers and his brothers forgiving him. That's what's gonna happen, and that's gonna be my favorite moment.
Or they all die.
Shut the fuck up, Luke! I swear to God.
Remy, I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say that's my 13th reason why.
It will.
Oh, that hasn't been said in a while.
What?
That'll be my 13th reason why.
Pretty sure I say that like every episode.
No, you.
Oh, also in the chat, Jeffrey Miller, thank you for the $2 super sticker. Appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate it.
Carter, what's your favorite moment of forgiveness?
All right.
Okay, well, this is forgiveness, but it's not necessarily like a good thing. When Obi-Wan's like, "I'm sorry," he's like, "You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did."
I thought you were gonna say that, Luke. Not gonna lie.
No, that's a good one, Carter.
That's
yeah. That is
well, it's yeah, but like, I'm going with my certain point of view because that one's one that is going to hit hard.
So Luke and Remy have 2 that are bound to happen.
Yes. Yep,
Amanda says Han Solo forgiving Ben Solo. Carter says, you said Luke, no, you said Obi-Wan saying sorry to Anakin.
Yes.
In Obi-Wan show.
And then Hereth, what's yours?
I literally hate myself because Kenny literally said it.
Ventress forgiving Quinlan for turning him to the dark side and then giving her that during her death.
Oh.
I was literally about to say that. I was like, Kenny beat me to it, Char. You had a delay to give everyone be like, it's this person said this. I literally would have beat Kenny to it. I had the punch.
So my favorite moment of forgiveness is when Obi-Wan apologizes to Reva, or when Obi-Wan tells Reva about her not attacking Luke, and that she blames herself that she failed her friends who died during Order 66 by Anakin's hand. And then when Reva asks, "Have I become him?" and then Obi-Wan's like, "No, you've showed them mercy. You have honored them."
Yep.
And that, what you do from here on out, that is up to you.
Huh.
So
2 moments from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Huh.
Obi-Wan didn't. Reva was blaming herself for not, redeeming herself by returning the favor, by attacking the son of Anakin.
Yeah.
But
also another one though, Char. Well, would you technically say that Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi, when he takes the mask off, that's not really forgiveness, is it? Would you count that?
No,
it was really just giving Luke confirmation that he was right.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, my favorite is anytime that Kanan forgives Chopper throughout the entire series.
Anyone forgives Chopper.
Yeah, anytime anyone forgives Chopper for anything.
That is the correct answer. I'm sorry, there's no other correct answer.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of those, I mean, yeah, Carter, that one hurts like a motherfucker every single time. Whenever I see like an edit on TikTok for that, it's just nuts.
So
Joe says, I don't know if this would count as forgiveness or the beginning of forgiveness, but when Kanan is running, turns 180 and yells, "I'm going back for my friend."
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Good.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, that is it for my lore. If you guys want to type in the chat whatever you think is your favorite forgiveness moment in Star Wars, be free to do so. But anyways, let's dive into the interconnectedness. Hereth, let's go.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
As we dive into interconnectedness, obviously I spoiled the joke I was about to make. Sorry, no Thrawn this week. Luke, I know you're thankful. Anyway, let's get into Ezra.
Hold on.
So,
hold on. Wait.
There's been a rebel heist. Could be connected. I'll call it in.
Thank you for keeping that in there.
Okay. Thank you, Luke. Anyway,
Yep.
So sorry, it's a long paragraph. Sorry, let me fucking read this. We know later in Twin Sons, Obi-Wan tells Ezra that it was only Maul's vision, and he manipulated Ezra to get him to Obi-Wan. However, if you look at it in the context that Ezra talks about his goal, he was trying to find knowledge to destroy the Sith. Again, do you think both Holocrons were trying to lead Ezra to Tatooine because of Luke? My reason. Pay attention to the wording. How do Ezra and Maul describe it? Ezra, I see the twin sons. Maul, I see him. When he's asked about what he saw, when Kanan's like, what did you see? He goes, places, mostly planets, some familiar, some not. So did he basically witness flashes of the original trilogy, but just doesn't know what it is? Because he's seeing how to destroy the Sith.
Yeah.
That's such a good point, because earlier, whenever Amanda was talking about, like, oh, well, how do we know like that's what Maul wanted to see? The first thing I thought of was, well, Ezra's vision that he saw was the twin sons, and his end goal is to figure out how to destroy the Sith.
Yep.
Twin sons, Tatooine, Luke, it all comes together. Whoa. But yeah, so that's the first thing that I thought of whenever we were talking about it earlier, and I just think that that's really funny.
I feel like I have to go to Carter, the #1 Ezra expert in the corner over here.
Well, I've never really thought about it like that, because I don't know, that's a really good point. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Because when he says twin sons, it's like, what if it's like the twin sun scene with Luke looking off in the twin sons, and that's what he sees?
Yeah, I kind of understood that he was like looking at it, and it's not really forming anything. Just kind of think of you're looking into like a pool of water or the clouds and trying to make a shape that makes sense to you. And I think he probably saw a lot of shapes that were trying to say something, but then the twin suns like seemed like the thing that stood out the most. And then when Maul says, "I see him," it's just really, I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's on purpose that they are pointing to the same place. Like, are they both seeing the exact same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because I always saw it as like Maul seeing Obi-Wan on Tatooine, but Ezra seeing flashes of the original trilogy, but doesn't get what's going on. He's seeing twin sons of Luke looking out, probably Han and Obi-Wan and Luke going to the Death Star.
Cloud City, maybe.
Cloud City.
Endor.
Like, I could see it being like, I could even see it like, if you want to get like super philosophical and connected to the sequel trilogy, you could see Luke looking out at the twin sons in Last Jedi, Rey and Ben's battle on, like again, he wouldn't see like the actual people involved, but he'd see all these planets, be like, what's this? And then Kanan's like, look away, so he doesn't get all the information. He just looks away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of too on the nose if you think about it. Like, they're both looking like it's supposed to be like you're seeing, like, it's all supposed to connect together, right? Because Ezra is looking for like what everybody has been saying. I think it could be a possibility. We'll never kind of know that for sure. That might be a good question for Dave Filoni to see like what the behind the scenes was for that. But no, that was good. That was good.
I still don't believe that like Maul went into it looking to see if Obi-Wan was still alive. I think he probably approached the Holocrons like wanting knowledge on what his next move was or what his next purpose was, because he was kind of just he didn't really know what to do between when he got Ezra as his apprentice. He's less concerned about like taking out Vader, so he just, I guess, is looking for unfinished business. And when I think he sees the twin sons and Kenobi, he's like, all right, that's all I need. I've got to finish this.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's also a good point, because what if Maul was actually seeing Ezra's vision and he saw the twin sons and Obi-Wan and all these things, and Maul connected it together because obviously Maul knows more about that than Ezra does. So what if it was the other way around? Instead of Ezra seeing Maul's vision, it was Maul seeing
Ezra's vision.
And then that's what led him to go find Obi-Wan.
Well,
and
because
that's why he needs Ezra too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I also saw it as like, if you think about it, who is the person alive right now who has the quote unquote knowledge to destroy the Sith? It's Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Yoda. Technically.
Okay, but still. Shut up.
Nobody gives a shit about Yoda. Nobody gives a shit about Yoda. I mean, that's fair, because I'm not a big Yoda fan either. So
I love Yoda. Screw you.
Obi-Wan is the person that's directly at the hip that's going to bring the fall of the Sith because of Luke. So of course it shows Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation, because it's like, do they see that, like, is this all like, it would make sense for it to be connected like that, because that's just how Star Wars is. Like, it always connects back to the saga as a whole. It's all going towards one. Like, these side stories always connect to the whole story, the whole story as a whole. You know what I mean? Like Obi-Wan Kenobi's show connects to A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, mainly those two movies. Not much in between with Empire, but more for Return of the Jedi. I'd say it connects more to Return of the Jedi than anything else. And then
it also connects to Rebels, because we got our helicopter lightsabers. So
well, yeah, that's true.
And...
Yeah. But I mean, like, story beat wise, like with the whole story of like, hey, Like, I mean, when Obi-Wan literally tells Luke in A New Hope that Vader murdered his father. Like, he's not really lying. Like,
Yeah.
that's the best part about
hence from a certain point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just like it's that connection, and then Vader saying on the Death Star, "I haven't felt this presence since," and then it's like, "Oh, we know that last time," like, and then
Luke, I like
it's
that
great.
you brought up that it's connected to Return of the Jedi, because that scene in the very finale episode of Kenobi where Obi-Wan says, "Then my friend is truly dead," and then Return of the Jedi, Luke says, "Well, my
Then
father is
father's
truly dead."
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were gonna do the whole Christian Harloff joke of like the
Well, yeah, and the
Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan
thought
one
as you
thought
do.
as you do. Yeah, that's a big one too, because it's literally Obi-Wan does still he thought that in throughout that fight, and then when he like all hope is crushed when Anakin says, "You didn't fail, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did." That's the final foot the shoe to drop.
Yeah.
For that whole thing, but we'll talk about more Kenobi when we talk about Kenobi.
Well, I mean, that scene alone already
2 years.
confirms it. That scene alone confirms that Anakin fell to the dark side. Literally,
I just
said it from himself.
I just imagine now with the Ahsoka series. Obviously, they're not going to do this because it's stupid. But Ezra sees Luke and is like, "Wait, I know you. I saw you in a vision once."
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
That's gonna be weird.
Wait, C-3PO told me a story about you.
Oh.
Because in
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because C-3PO told a story about Ezra Bridger.
And R2 is like, "Wait, I know you too,
Really?
bastard."
Yeah,
Was that in the
C-3PO
comics?
I'm forgetting where it's from, but it is canon that C-3PO told
I know
when he was doing the story time thing in the Ewok village that he told a story about Ezra Bridger.
That's so cute.
Did he really?
Yep.
It's in the Return of the Jedi. Like I know there's the young reader books where it's like each person's point of view, and I know.
Well, that would be the certain point of view, though.
No. There's a young reader novel. It's like each is like A New Hope is like.
Oh, yeah.
Leia,
Okay.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Okay. No.
and
Yeah. It's
Luke.
the covers. It's the cover. It's the one. It's the junior novelization.
Yes.
Of
the only
movies.
canon novelizations as of right now until Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view.
Yep. But
Cool. I didn't know that.
anyway, we're gonna get to ranking the episode.
Wait.
Wow, the disrespect to
wait.
Char.
Wow.
All
All right, now it's time for 3 interesting facts.
It is. 3 interesting facts about a certain Rebels arc that you didn't know about until now. Part 27, Holocrons of Fate Edition. Fact 1, a connection to Attack of the Clones. The droids that accompany Maul are hacked and reprogrammed droids from Mandalore, a relic from his time as ruler of the planet. They were designed for the Clone Wars series based on the rickshaw droid seen in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, pulling that cart that Padme and Anakin were on in Mos Espa. Fact 2, an inspiration from Frank Herbert. Describing the signal beacon that repels the Attilan spiders as a thumper is a reference to the Dune series of novels where a similar device is used to attract sandworms. Fact 3, Son of Dathomir comes to life. The asteroid base where Maul is operating out of is one he used in the Clone Wars, as seen in the Son of Dathomir comic series that adapted unproduced episodes.
Oh, that shit, you're right.
3 interesting facts about Holocrons of Fate.
Also, weren't those droids used in the Attack of the Clones? You can see them in the bar, like on the TV.
Oh.
Yeah, the ones playing football.
Yeah. Those are the same ones for those two.
I also swear we saw them in Bad Batch too. Recently,
I don't
in
know.
Season 2.
I'd have to relook back at that.
But I haven't done my rewatch yet. I haven't done my rewatch yet.
Well, but considering that we still have 2 episodes left, I would hope you wouldn't be doing a rewatch. Anyway,
wait. Let me see the source.
We didn't talk at all about how Maul starts calling Ezra his apprentice.
Well, he's been calling him his apprentice since Twilight of the Apprentice.
We also didn't talk about how Maul has now become the weird uncle for the Ghost Crew.
Oh yeah, so that moment where Ezra's story is told by C-3PO comes from Return of the Jedi, Beware the Power of the Dark Side.
Bam! I win for the win.
Nice. All right, let's rank the episode. Remy, what's your ranking of the episode?
I would give this one an Admiral. It's not my favorite Rebels episode, but I think that it's very good and it's still very intriguing, and it starts the hunt from Maul to Kenobi, so that's of course always interesting to watch.
Yes, absolutely. Amanda?
I'm also going to say Admiral. It keeps the story going, but it doesn't have like as big of a punch as some other Rebel episodes.
That's fair. That's fair. Carter?
Probably an admiral.
Okay.
Kind of between admiral and a captain. But I would say probably more towards an admiral.
Okay. Hereth?
An admiral.
Char?
It's an admiral.
It's an admiral. It is an overall
The episode is
admiral.
stamped as admiral.
Admiral.
Hey, you know
Not
what you guys
this,
need to do?
this.
You know the meme of Knuckles like stamping someone?
Oh, yeah.
Stamping
Approved.
Them, approved.
No, yeah,
But
yeah,
just
that's
change
what
it
we should
to
do. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that we should do that. But that's gonna be it for this episode. We've got a couple of announcements. This show will not be live for the next 3 weeks.
Boo! Everybody boo! Boo!
Hereth and I.
Well, technically, I leave in 7 days.
Yeah, Hereth leaves in 7 days. I leave for London on the 4th. And Char deserves some time off. So we're giving him that time off. So
that's what I'm talking about.
That's I agree, Amanda. I
Relax
agree.
in a
It's a good question.
I agree.
That's right.
Relax in the Polynesian spot.
But I will say this: the next 3 episodes will be pre-recorded and will be released as it is live. So if you guys want to come hang out in the chat, support us that way, that'd be great. Tomorrow we're going to be talking The Rise of Skywalker. Very kind of controversial episode with Chris, Star Wars lawyer. So come hang out with us around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then the day after that.
And then after that, we've got Jedi. Char utilizing PTO. That's funny.
We're all using PTO. All 3 of us PTO for the win.
It's time off. It's not paid. Oh,
I was about to say, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah, no.
I'm getting paid.
America, that's not guaranteed.
Where's my money?
I already got my money.
Anyway, so we have Forward in the Black, Chase, Hereth, and Bale will be on doing a Jedi Fallen Order speed run on Saturday. Do we have a time for that, Hereth?
8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. GMT if you're Bale.
Well, GMT... No, it's going to be like 5 GMT for him.
It's
Isn't that
3.
a drug?
Is it 3?
DMT.
3. That's what he told me, Luke. I'm going off what he said. And also, I did researched it. Yes, it's 3 p.m., Luke.
Is it 3? Are you sure?
Yes, I Googled it like 3 different times. I double, triple goddamn checked.
Because if you wake up and at 6 and you
it's
get a
8,
text
Luke. I literally will screenshot it and send it to you after the episode is over.
You should. But we've got that going on. Char will be doing reactions to Mando, the episodes that we will be gone for.
You still get us for next week for Bad Batch.
Let me know.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched the Bad Batch reaction, we broke down what we're going to be doing for reactions. It's going to be me, myself, Char, Hereth, Remy, Beth, reacting to Mando next week. I think Cal's on there as well, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. But and then it'll be us 4, and then a special guest for Bad Batch.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why I said not special guest. If not, totally cool.
You just gaslit somebody coming on the show.
No,
you guys are going to be on the episode. I think this person's going to be on.
Nobody knows who I'm talking about.
The other one about Mando, though, they know who.
So then that's going to be the release schedule for the next couple of weeks. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Audio listeners, I will try to be on top of getting the audio out before. Let's hope I can do it. But that's some spring cleaning kind of updates on what we're going to be doing while Hereth and I are at Celebration, and Char is given a nice little break. So we will still have content coming out. It just won't be live. We'll be back live. What week is that? April.
Third week of April.
20th.
April 20th. Wow.
420.
Yeah.
Yeah. With some of us partake in that, but we're not gonna say that. Well,
Cancel.
I just doxed myself. But so we will see you guys April 20th. Remy, where can the good people find you on the social medias?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Feral Remy and on Twitter at _Feral Remy _. And then you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at CloneCastPod1s. Make sure to go check it out. We have 2 episodes up on the Pod1s channel currently. They're super fun. We talk about everything and anything clone related. This coming Tuesday, we'll be talking about Cody, so make sure you go check that out. We already have an episode about Rex, and then one where we kind of talk about what's going on in this season thus far with Bad Batch.
Yeah, Remy, that was good. That was
Thank
really
you.
good.
Thank you.
Kudos. Holy shit.
all in one fell swoop. Amanda. where can people
Yeah,
follow you?
check us out on Duel of the Ranks, where we rank and debate Star Wars. We go by episode with a table, and myself and my 2 co-hosts, we come up with a collective number and rank it and throw it on our website. So you can check us out, dueloftheranks.com, as well as social media. We're the only one of our name. And if you like my takes, you can follow me at coldbrewu_ on Twitter.
Make sure you go subscribe to Duel of the Ranks. They have reviews, theories, and especially hot takes. Spicy hot takes.
Yep.
Those are my favorite. Are they feral hot takes?
They can be.
They can be.
Yes.
That's
If
real
you
quick.
talk, if you talk, okay, wait, hold on. You got to have Remy on for a Bad Batch episode. when
I
you rank
want
things.
to now, definitely.
Also, I feel like Char.
You have not seen anything yet.
I
Just
feel
wait
like
till we're offline.
Amanda. I feel like of the 3 of us, I think we have the most Roger Rogers. Let's be honest here.
You
That
know,
is
yeah,
true.
that is true.
I'm the Roger here, okay?
That's
You are
not
not.
canon.
You're
I spit Roger Rogers constantly.
Carter, where can the good people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram.
Are you trying to figure out what you're trying to plug now? Because you've been
No.
dead for
Did
like
Remy
a year and a half.
intimidate you?
Excuse me. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at my name right there, Carter Diver, if you want to like see my personal stuff.
Me right there.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can find me here sometimes. And they fly now on Pod1s.
Yes.
Whatever they get uploaded.
Yes.
After celebration, probably.
After celebration.
So yeah. So
A
they can
lot
find
of
me there.
content
And
right now.
that's about it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun having you on. Hereth?
Well, you could temporarily find me on TikTok, I guess. And then you can find me at Hereth Productions on Instagram, Hereth_edits on Twitter, and then you can find me here on the Pod1s.
Char, where can the good people follow you on social medias?
Good people, you can find me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at CharCharJ, as spelled right here. And you can find me here at the Pod1s podcast every Thursday night as we cover our Star Wars Rebels rewatch. Check us out next week as we cover Season 3, Episode 4, The Antilles Extraction.
And you can find us at the Pod1s on all social medias. If you guys, this is your first video, thank you for viewing it. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'd appreciate that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. See you guys in about a month, a little less than a month, on the live show. But
That's how long Shmi Skywalker's been. She's been gone a month.
yeah, gone a month. That's going to be it. May the force be with you.
Always. See you guys.